Lil Baby and GloRilla, let's talk about it. How y'all doing? Welcome to Let's Talk About It, Music Review Season 11. How y'all doing? This is the 6th or 7th episode. I don't even know anymore. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. As you know, we're covering Lil Baby. We're doing it, guys. I've been putting it off for about a week now, I ain't gonna lie to you. But this is the perfect time to be getting into Lil Baby because, hey, man dropped the goddamn deluxe, and I'm excited to talk about Lil Baby. Guys, look, I'm not even hating on Lil Baby. I don't even know why there's so much hate for this guy. I mean, look, his last album, I will say, was pretty mid, pretty ass, I will admit. But I will say this. His newer tracks are pretty alright. But today, we're not even going to get into that. We're talking about Lil Baby and one of my new favorite artists of, covering this show, of doing this show. One of my favorite rappers now, GloRilla. So I'm a little bit biased there when it comes to GloRilla. I'm not even going to lie to y'all. GloRilla is one of the best rappers out there. I mean, GloRilla is making my goddamn career at this point. I mean, GloRilla, one of the best. I've been covering GloRilla since the beginning of this show, guys, 4 years ago. And, I will say this, GloRilla is one of the best. And this is an exciting feature. I ain't going to lie. Lil Baby, GloRilla, Redbone. Let's talk about it. I got a couple of points I want to get off my chest. Starting off with the number one, let's talk about the beginning of this beat. I'm already have to get negative, though, because I don't like the beginning. I don't like the sample in the beginning. I don't like this, I don't like the voice clip in the beginning. And I don't like how it leads off to I don't like how it leads off to the beat at all. I will say that. I will be honest, guys. I don't like the beginning. I kept replaying the song. I kept thinking about it, and I was like, yeah, I just don't really mess with it. I don't really like it. And this is one of those things where I go, I don't really care for it. And then this, it leads off to my actual first point, which is the beat. The beat is pretty good. I like the bass. I like the bounce that this beat has. But I will say this beat's lacking in some areas. I think this beat's lacking in instrumentation. I like those little horns that you can kind of hear in the back, but I wish that was kind of dragged out a little bit more in this track. I wish there was a little bit more of that in this track, because to be real with y'all guys, this beat is pretty lackluster. This beat's kind of lacking in my overall gosh darn dang opinion. And it's just kind of like, goddamn. I really wish that this beat just kind of had a little bit more to it. I wish it had a little bit this, a little bit of that. And what I mean by that, I wish it just had a switch up. I wish it had some more drums on there. I wish it had, even some piano. Did I need a little bit of some fucking horn and then blowing out the bass and call it a goddamn day? I feel like we could have done a little bit better there on the beat. But, hey, a beat's always, you're never going to get, you never know what you're going to get with Lil Baby, alright? When you never know what you're going to get on the beat-wise. And this is one of those cases where production on this song is not looking the best for Redbone. But let's talk about my next point, Lil Baby. When she comes on here pretty hard, he is immediately on this track. I like the flow. I like how Lil Baby's coming on here. He's rapping really good on here. And I will say that Lil Baby gives a really good performance on the verse. It sounds really hard. It sounds good. And I just think overall Lil Baby does his thing, and I think he kills it in my goddamn opinion. I mean, when you listen to this track, guys, when you really sit down and listen to this shit, I mean, fuck. Lil Baby is going goddamn crazy on this beat. It's like, shit. Go off. I mean, Lord goddamn mighty. I mean, this song right here is like if my grandma baked me a fucking Oreo cake. Delicious, and it fucking hits, and it goes crazy. And this is one of those cases, guys, where the flow on this track, on this beginning verse, just absolutely fucking hits. I mean, home run. This is like if your grandma cooked an apple pot pie, and you got that shit, and you got to eat that shit. I mean, holy goddamn. I think this verse absolutely goes crazy. I think this verse absolutely hits. And I think overall, this is one of the best verses that I've heard from Lil Baby from this beginning. I think the flow is just really fucking good, and I think it overall just really goddamn hits, and it overall just has a great sound to it, and it just makes the fucking verse just hit. Now, I did like the verse. I did like how Lil Baby sounded on here, but we are gonna have to get negative again. Well, my next point is the hook. What the fuck happened on the hook? I mean, holy shit! How could I listen to a song that it just feels like Lil Baby didn't even try on this hook? I mean, does not sound good on this hook at all. Where is the confidence on this hook? I feel like he's like falling half asleep trying to rap this hook. And it just brings me up to my next point. Why are Lil Baby's hooks they're so like vary to vary. And what do I mean by vary to vary? Well, sometimes you can get a pretty good hook from Lil Baby, and then sometimes you can get a mid-rap hook from Lil Baby that's just kind of whatever. And it does the job, and it's just kind of okay, which I've talked about in Season 10 a lot. Or you can get one of these examples, where this hook is just ass. This hook just sucks. And I'm sorry to say this, guys, but I have to be honest. The hook just sucks. I mean, like, holy shit, the hook sucks. I mean, thank God GloRilla is on this damn track, because I'm not gonna lie, guys. If I just heard this verse and I heard this beat and then I fucking heard this hook, I don't know if I would really rock with this song that much, because this hook really brings down the song. Now, thankfully, I will say this though. Thankfully, the hook is played pretty less on here. You only hear one time, and then GloRilla's immediately on. So that's, that's a good thing too. I guess. I guess, you get to hear the bad hook less, so that's a better thing, which I will say, yeah, hey, that's a pretty good thing. And, yeah, well, the hook is just ass, and I think I'll say it again later. I think the hook is just, doesn't even feel like a hook. Like, maybe you could have got GloRilla on the hook to help you out, Lil Baby. I don't know. Maybe you needed some help on the hook, too. Redbone's hook is very lacking. It's very nothing. It's very just ass, in my overall goddamn opinion. But, you know what's not ass is GloRilla's verse, which comes up next, which is my third point. GloRilla killed it on here. I really like GloRilla's verse. I like the flow. I like the hook. I like how she sounds on here. It's the GloRilla verse, and it's good. It's fire. It sounds nice. I like the confidence in the vocals here. I like the confidence of the rapping. I like the flow. I like everything here. GloRilla, in my overall gosh darn dang opinion, killed it. I mean, when you have such a good flow, you have such a good cadence, and you have such a good, decent flow that everybody can always pick up on, you just got a recipe for goddamn success. And I think her voice, her flow really matches well on this beat and adds a really good, nice little switch up. A pretty good switch up when we go from a pretty shitty Lil Baby hook. Not the verse. The verse was really good. Which is really disappointing why the hook is so bad. Which is so funny. But I will say, GloRilla adds a little bit nice switch up to it. Adds a nice little warm up to it. And that's a good goddamn thing in my overall opinion. GloRilla had my favorite verse on here. She absolutely killed it. Did her thing on here. And guys, hey, GloRilla killed it. Now, when we talk about everything about this track, guys, I think the beat is lacking. And I think the beginning verse from Lil Baby is really good. But then we get into that hook, and I think, again, I'm going to, reiterate this point. What happened on the hook? I don't know how you can go in the studio and record something like that and put it out. It just felt like Lil Baby didn't even try on this hook, and that's one of my, that's one of the worst things that I don't like about Lil Baby sometimes, is that some of these hooks just feels like he doesn't even try on, and I'm kind of tired of always hearing that in my overall goddamn dang opinion. I mean, holy shit. How, in 2025, I'm still talking about this same point. Like, holy shit. But GloRilla evens it out, guys. And overall, I think GloRilla and thankfully Lil Baby's verse kind of saves this song a little bit, but that hook is pretty goddamn ass. So I'm going to give this song like a 5 out of 10, guys. 5 out of 10, what'd you think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I don't know. Let me know. Thank you so much for listening, guys. I'll see you later. You have a good one. Bye.